Can you expect any privacy in public anymore? The Coldplay couple found out the hard way that the answer is no. No, you cannot expect any privacy in public spaces. Hi there, everyone. It's Jeff, and this is Plain English, episode number 800. How about that? We got to another round number together, episode number 800. As you know, every episode tells a story in English, and by listening to the story, you get to start thinking in English, and you'll learn some new words too. Today's story has some good words in it. Jumbotron, improvise, duck out of view, that's a good one, so you get exposure to lots of new English words here. The story is about a moment at a Coldplay concert that got out of control. You'll hear about it. It became the top kind of pop culture story for a week or two this summer. I don't know if you're going to laugh, cry, or just shake your head. This, as I mentioned, is episode number 800. So when you get to the end of the episode, you can keep learning with a quiz, pronunciation exercise, listening challenge, and more. You can find it all at plainenglish.com/800. Before we start today's story, I'd just like to remind you that the podcast is just one part of how we can help you upgrade your English skills. At plainenglish.com, you can make faster progress with active learning strategies. You can take quizzes, do activities, listen to the fast version of the audio, watch video workshops, practice what you learn, and even join a live call with JR and me. It's all about helping you build your skills to become a better, more confident English speaker. Sound good? Go to plainenglish.com to start your free 14-day trial today. Now, let's jump into today's story. Coldplay is a British rock band. They first became popular around the year 2000 when they released a single called Yellow. It became a worldwide hit, and their first album, Parachutes, won a Grammy Award. Coldplay may not get as much radio play as it did in those early days, but they can still pack a stadium. Their concerts are unique. Every attendee gets an LED bracelet that lights up in sync with the music. The band sometimes surprises individual fans by inviting them onto the stage. And there isn't just one stage. The band plays on the main stage, but often has other smaller stages set up throughout the stadium or arena so they can feel closer to the fans. They also have something called the Jumbotron Song. Here's how this works. A camera crew selects individuals or couples in the audience to display on the Jumbotron. That's the large video screen in the stadium. While they're on screen, the band's frontman, Chris Martin, makes up a song about the fans on the spot. The songs are spontaneous, and they're just one of the ways Coldplay makes fans feel included in the show. Of course, the lyrics Chris Martin makes up are often funny. But for one couple in Massachusetts this summer, there was nothing funny about the Jumbotron Song. It was July 16th, 2025, at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, a suburb of Boston. It's the huge stadium where the New England Patriots football team plays. Chris Martin explained the Jumbotron Song to the crowd. The camera fixed on a fan in a birthday outfit. The singer improvised a few clever, funny lines about the man. He obviously loved it. Time for the next fan. The cameras then caught a couple. A woman was standing in front of a man, leaning back into him. He had his arms around her waist. They appeared to be just another happy couple enjoying a night out. They were smiling. Chris Martin said, "Oh, look at these two." And as soon as he said the word two, the expressions of the fans, in an instant, changed from happiness to recognition to dread. The woman threw her hands up to cover her face, and she turned away from the camera. The man ducked out of view. This had never happened before. Chris Martin, the singer, was in an uncomfortable position. In a way, he was just rejected. So he reacted. He didn't say anything mean. He just said, either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. A second later, the camera found two fans in banana costumes, and they got their improvised song. That might have been where things ended. But one fan in the audience had captured a cell phone video of the whole interaction. She reviewed her video clips later that night with a friend. In retrospect, she thought it was funny, so she uploaded the clip to TikTok. And that is when the couple's problems really started. The video struck a nerve. It went viral on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, even LinkedIn. More on that in a minute. The story took on a life of its own. The video was featured on every television channel in America. The story was covered in every major national newspaper and many international ones too. It didn't take long for the identities of the two people to become public. He was the CEO of an artificial intelligence company. She was the director of human resources at an artificial intelligence company. And yeah, you guessed it, they were colleagues. Each was married to other people. He was her boss. LinkedIn users quickly found both their profiles and started examining their past activity and posts. Their spouses were also named and identified on social media. It became the subject of countless memes and was a common joke at summer gatherings and barbecues across America. Mascots at sports games recreated the moment. One celebrity couple got engaged in a reenacted Coldplay Jumbotron moment. A real estate listings site offered to find their spouses new places to live. The scandal sparked conversations about relationships in the workplace. The CEO and the HR director were the two people who should set an example. Millions watched with glee as two high-profile executives were caught breaking their own rules. But some people did stop to think about whether they'd want spontaneous videos of themselves going viral. Should we all worry that everything we do in public, immoral or not, could wind up being the next viral sensation? I don't think most of us want online mobs pouring scorn on our actions. After a short delay, both resigned from their jobs. Their employer, Astronomer, leveraged its newfound fame, making a commercial with Gwyneth Paltrow. "We've been thrilled that so many people have a newfound interest in data workflow automation," she said, ironically, in the commercial. And then the story died almost as quickly as it flared up. For the first 2 weeks, it was all anyone could talk about. These two people were as famous as anyone on the internet. There were stories about them in newspapers and websites around the world. And then everyone's attention just turned to something else. In one sense, it's crazy how quickly people moved on. This was a big story, and then people just lost interest. But on the other hand, there was nothing in the public interest in this story. It really shouldn't have been a story in the first place. It was just a morbid fascination people had for a brief time, and it left some pretty heavy collateral damage in its wake. These two probably should not have reacted like that. They should have just gotten their song, maybe pretended to be friends. That would have been awkward to have to sit there on camera, exposed like that for 30 seconds or a minute. But if they had just gone with it, they would not have been on TikTok, they would not have been household names, and they might still have their jobs. So, of course, the next stops on Coldplay tours, the newspapers and TV stations all did stories warning fans not to get caught with people they don't want to be seen with in public. If you want to see the video, the whole video, including the full improvised song to the other fans, you can do that. I have posted it in the Dig Deeper section. So go to plainenglish.com/800 and find the Dig Deeper section, the Dig Deeper tab, and you will be able to see the video there. Now, speaking of plainenglish.com/800, 800, we made it to another round number together. I love getting to new round numbers. This is always fun. 800 episodes we have been together, and they're all free. You can listen to every one of them in your podcast player or join at plainenglish.com, and we'll help you find the stories that match your interests. plainenglish.com and sign up for free. We'll be back on Thursday with a new topic. See you then. Listen up if you speak Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, or Turkish. One of the most frustrating things about listening and reading in a second language is being confused by unfamiliar words or phrases. When you listen to plain English, or when you read the transcript, you probably encounter some words you don't know. When that happens, you have a few options. You can stop the audio, go look up the definition, then return to the episode, find your place, and press play again, but that's exhausting. Or you can just skip it and be confused. That's no fun either. But what if you could see the translation of the word into your language instantly without having to stop the audio, without having to look anything up? Well, you can at plainenglish.com. For each episode, we translate about 100 words and phrases from English to 9 languages: Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, and Turkish. And we highlight those words in blue. All you have to do is hover your mouse over the highlighted word, and you'll see the translation instantly. It works great on mobile too. It really makes listening a lot more satisfying, and it's a great way to expand your vocabulary in English. The best way to see these translations is to sign up for a free 14-day trial at plainenglish.com. During your trial, you can read as many transcripts as you like, all with the translations into your language. So sign up for your free trial today at plainenglish.com.